And that's what you have to remind yourself. It's like it's never gonna be all fucking high.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be fucking the lows, and you have to. But those are the most important times to go through before you get to the highs, so you're ready for the highs.
Welcome back to the Corner Talks podcast. I have my good friend here.
How's it going, man? Happy to be back.
No, it shouldn't be about anything. Like, this is one life.
Yep, one life? Like, fucking do it.
My guy.
Like, she just got it. She totally understood it.
20 years old when I started just watching a lot of movies.
And it tells a story. I want to tell a story.
Talented comedian. He's back on the podcast. Neema Nazeri. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Hey, that's right. It's me. I'm back. I'm excited to be here, man. We got fucking, Luke Marino over here. My alter ego, one of my characters.
You know me, man. I'll meet you at Timmy's right after this podcast.
Let's go, man. Let's get a fucking sprawl right now.
Highway 7. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
So it's been a while, man. It's been a while, almost a year since we last spoke on this podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you again for returning. A lot has happened.
Yeah, a lot has
right.
happened.
A lot has happened in that time, right? You've been blowing up and glowing up. I see you losing weight. You're doing your workout regimen, huh?
Man, I'm trying, man. Honestly, it's a long process. It's a lifelong journey, but that's it, man. You just got to keep at it and stay consistent, and the results will come eventually, man. I truly believe in that. Whether it's fitness or comedy or any life aspect, it's truly just consistency,
Yeah, for sure, man. And like I said, the consistency is definitely paying off since the last time we spoke. A lot has happened. A lot of collaborations I see you been kind of being a part of. With the Lost with the Sea, or that content creator, that girl Alexandra Augustine. Yeah, she's been.
That's my friend. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been popping up a lot. Yeah, you've been some killer ones. One that comes to mind is when you guys were acting like babies when you do couple talks.
Baby talk, that's it, man. Yeah,
baby talk. Yeah, man. We've all been there. We know those couples, and the fact that it went to that extreme, I can count on you for that. Just like going above and beyond, and just blowing it out of the water. The David Goggins one, I have to say, nice. I love that you're experimenting with new impressions. So, he's a big. Yeah, he's a big advocate of that.
Love him, man.
Yeah. So, and also I'm really happy to see that you're collaborating now with your mom. You're doing more stupid dances.
I know, right? Yeah, we made it a regular thing. And yeah, it's fun, man. It's a nice little memory too, for like just like a mother-son kind of thing. It's just nice to look back on later in life when she's gone or whoever is dead. In the family, you can just look back on these videos and you're like, oh wow, what sweet moments we've created together, and it's just very nice to have.
Yeah, they're very touching, man, and like they're snapshots in time. That's something that the reason why I bring it up is because the last time we spoke on the podcast, you were trying to encourage your mother to be in more of your comedy bits, right? So it's really refreshing. Yeah, it's really, really nice to see. So I'm happy that she's part of it, because I know she's a big supporter. And definitely. A big thing for me that I enjoyed of your content is the video interviews that you go on, the street interviews. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen much of them. Recently. Is that something that you're taking a break from, or are you returning soon?
Well, I mean, I'm not taking a break on purpose. It's because of the weather.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's like no one's willing to stop and chat with me on a fucking dumb interview at negative 30 degrees weather. Well,
that would be, that would be a hilarious gig though. Like you just see someone chattering their teeth. Like the patio bit you did with Bianca. That was dying. Sent it to all my white friends that were girls.
I love it, man. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like it's like that's actually one of my favorite things to do too, is the street interviews. But because we live in fucking Canada, and you're freezing your balls off half of the year, I can't even like film anything outside. So, but like that's something I genuinely like to do a lot, and I will be doing them way more when it starts getting better, and also when I eventually move down to the States, which I do have plans for. Go somewhere warm where it's like I can just travel around and just interview every week, like just do street interviews all over.
Oh, that'll be insane. Well, because you brought that up, so what's this plan? Is this Los Angeles you're moving to?
No, actually, it's more either somewhere like Florida or Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like more of a freer states.
More freer states. Yeah, less taxes.
Right? There's more freedom. There's more opportunities, especially nowadays with like the comedy scene specifically has moved a lot into Texas. and it's getting bigger and bigger, that market over there. And Florida is also really good for just opportunities to collab with video creators, content creators. There's a lot in Texas too, like all over. Like that's not to say I wouldn't go into California too. They're obviously going to go there too, but I really just more so just want to be down in America so I can travel around to state and just do shows and do stream interviews and content, and that's it. Like, because there's so much more opportunity down there, way more people to collab with, way more shows, way more everything, right? More money. So yeah, it's definitely
that's a smart move, and that's something I eventually, like, as a filmmaker, I would have to make that transition.
Yeah.
Having that opportunity, like, I know Joe Rogan's a huge advocate about moving the whole comedy scene. A lot of comedians are in Texas. Is that why? Is that playing a part in your move?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, it's just a coincidence that Joe Rogan is there too, and he's brought a lot of the scene over, and he's trying to open a comedy club there too. And I don't know, that's just like the hub. It's starting to become the place where a lot of younger comedians, up and coming comedians, will go and do shows now. Especially if he opens up that new comedy club, it's going to be popping. It's going to be the new Comedy Store in LA, pretty much.
Yeah, and we need to see you headline as soon as it opens, right? That's the best kind of exposure. For
One
sure,
day,
great.
man,
One day, buddy. Yeah, that's all it is, right? You gotta manifest it. But going back to blowing up, I'm really proud of you on this, because the last time, again, we spoke, huge, your internet dad, Gary Vee, right? He has now been following you on all social media platforms.
Yeah, man.
And I need you to walk me through this, man, because if Tarantino doesn't have social media, but if I ever were to have him follow me, can only imagine my reaction.
I know.
So how did this transpire? Like, what kind of piece of content did you put out, or did he, cold turkey, just reach out to you? What happened?
Yeah, it's definitely over time, all the content I put out of Gary Vee, of me impersonating Gary Vee, it's finally reached a larger audience of people, to the point where first it wasn't him obviously who saw it, but his team saw it, like friends of him saw it, and then eventually someone or a few people probably sent it to him, and then he finally saw it, and then he commented on first of all, he commented on my TikTok 2 times in 1 week. And obviously he has a great sense of humor. Like, he's just known to, he doesn't get offended at stuff, right? He knows it's a joke, and he understands humor, right? So he's definitely a good sport with that stuff. And then a week later, he followed me on TikTok, and then I checked, and he followed me on Twitter as well. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? and then that whole, for a month straight, there was just every day there's something new that came up with, on Twitter, people would mention Gary Vee in my video, and then he would reply yeah, he's the best. He would say positive comments about me. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. He actually watches my stuff now. I know that for a fact.
Right.
And he actually likes it. So that's even better, right? It's a bonus. Because he very, very well could have been yeah, fuck this guy. He's not good. Right? So
yeah.
And that's possible. But that's not the case. He really loves the videos. And then eventually one of my videos went viral on Instagram. It was the one of me talking to fans, Gary Vee talking to fans.
I think I know this one. Yeah, this guy was asking about NFTs, and you're like, you have to go in every house,
every house in the United States of America.
Yeah. That one was crazy. Yeah, I have to point that out, because the attention to detail, what gets me, a lot of people, I see the comments, it's the mannerisms, or just how you impersonate the voice. But for me, it's the headphones.
Oh yeah, it's the
fact that they're not plugged in. No, they're not plugged in. Right? They're just down to the floor. That's Gary Vee, man. It's insane. And those exaggerations, that's what you need to make it even hilarious, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. You can't just it has to be some exaggeration for it to be funny. And so
they're swinging around too.
Yeah, just swinging. Yeah,
it's you're aware that they're not plugged, but he always has to have them in. Yeah, I love it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just the way.
Sorry, continue. Yes, continue.
No, that's okay. But yeah, anyway, the little details I've always been observant of in people in general. So watching someone like that who's so expressive and has all these big mannerisms is very easy for me to mimic and replicate, right? So just doing that was just very easy to start off. But on Instagram, he actually noticed me because of all these big NFT pages start to repost my videos. And that's when it really popped off. Like they
Right.
start to get like millions of views across all those platforms, and then everyone was tagging Gary Vee, and like naturally he saw it eventually on Instagram. And then sorry, just someone's having
Yeah,
coffee here.
no worries.
Yeah.
You need that. Is that
Yeah,
bulletproof?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that the
bulletproof. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I got my coffee guy over there.
He just stands there.
Just standing there, yeah, waiting to feed me coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so anyway, those pages kind of blew me up a little bit. Got a lot of followers, and then all of a sudden he comments on those pages saying, "Oh, this guy's funny. Like, oh, I love his blah blah blah," and then he comments on my own post. Just like I think he commented blueberries or some shit. Like,
No
'cause
way.
I always mention blueberries.
The
Like,
sense
he
of
loves
humor. I love
blueberries.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh fuck. And then like he finally commented on my Instagram, and then I check and he follows me on Instagram too. And I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy. I was so amped. I was so excited because I was like, all this fucking work for over 2 years. And,
Yeah.
like finally this like this guy fucking notices me
Yeah.
and he follows me now and he loves my content. I'm like, that's exactly what this whole thing is. That's the whole purpose of doing this shit is to like why else would I do this stuff? Like
Yeah.
it's the chase of like getting yourself out there as much as possible and
Mhm.
knowing that there's a potential of someone like this guy and this caliber will also like your shit and will watch your stuff and love it. And that's the whole point, right? That's what keeps me going. And so anyway, that all happened, and the best part happened where he DM'd me a week later after all this shit, and he's like, "I cheer for you heavy, bro." He sent that to me,
Nice.
and I screenshotted it like 7 times just in case I lose it. Right?
Just in case you lose it.
Just so I have it, so I
Yeah.
know it happened. I have the proof. And then that's it. And then we chatted a little bit in there, and he's like, yeah, we have a lot of exciting things coming up for you and me. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And then
Holy shit! So he DM'd you. So that's what I wanted to ask you.
I can't say anything. Yeah, I can't really say much
Confidential?
about it, but
Yeah.
a couple of things that I'm going to be doing, I guess alongside him or with him that will come out soon. And I'm so excited to fucking just keep doing all this shit and just show people that like, what I'm doing, what I'm working on. So
That's
definitely, yeah,
amazing.
look up. Yeah.
So that's a hint. So you're hinting at a collaboration. You're saying a direct collaboration with him.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't,
You heard it here first. You heard it here first on the Corner Talks.
Yeah, no, right,
10-man audience.
I haven't been preparing, bro.
Yeah, bro. Fuck Joe Rogan. We're listening first on the Corner Talks podcast.
Yeah,
Love it. I feel
Yeah,
I respect that, man. It's getting me inspired just hearing that, and that's something that you and I like kind of been proponents of, is putting out content. You and I had like very different kind of results to putting out content consistently. This is why I kind of enjoy our like discussions, because for people looking in, they could see 2 different representations. So for example, with you not only blew up, you reached out, you had people that you look up to, you were inspired by, contact you and reach out to you. And for me, if you look at my profiles, very incremental, nothing crazy that blew up, but I did manage to start working through my production company with Impact Theory, Tom Bilyeu. So thank you. Yeah. So that's been interesting for me. And thank you. And just to show like the power of social media, really, right? Is you post something, you keep posting consistently. And for my case, a friend of mine who's a director in Los Angeles reached out to me and said, let's get you an interview with the company. Let's see like if Tom likes you, whatever. And next thing you know, right, I'm working for them and I'm providing them with more content. So it's just amazing. Yeah, it's been an experience, and that's why I was telling you about like moving to Los Angeles. It's perfect for the idea of when you need to expand your career, right? Obviously, things need to happen at a certain pace, but as a filmmaker, like it's perfect because I know. Are you familiar with Tom Bilyeu and his content?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my brother and I really fuck with his content and his like all his his program and stuff, like Impact Theory, all that stuff. And I watched a lot of his interviews too on his YouTube channel here and there. And Lisa Bilyeu, his wife. Yeah, no, he's great, man. Honestly, he's fucking this guy's really at the top of like the chain of people that we both look up to.
Yeah, no,
inspiring.
for sure. Yeah, highly motivational, highly intelligent
Yeah.
man, and
Yeah.
what he's doing with this whole like NFT space. He's
Yeah, yeah,
very close with Gary Vee, so you can
yeah.
imagine.
Also, my favorite, yeah, one of my favorite things of him is actually his relationship theory.
Yeah,
Him
yeah,
and Lisa together, yeah, when they talk about relationships, that shit actually helped me a lot. So, because
yeah.
I recently just got into a relationship too, so it's just really good for someone like me or anyone who's in a new relationship. It really helps a lot to watch them. They talk about real shit, you know.
Nice, good for you, man. Congrats. Yeah, the relationship theory is a huge property, like a brand that they kind of push out, and just editing those clips, like you really understand how mature you have to be, right?
Yeah,
How real you have to be with yourself before you can be real with someone
yeah,
else, if that makes sense. And people kind
exactly.
of brush that off as something cliche, but the reality is even for me, like being in past relationships, I look back and I'm like, yeah, you have to be really in touch with who you are before you can kind of and
Yeah,
bring someone else in your life. And if it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
work out that way, you have to reflect and
Mhm.
kind of see like what way you can move past it, right?
Yeah, and also like yeah, you have to also love yourself before anyone else can love you, right? You have to believe in
Yeah,
yourself before your partner can believe in you, right? And you should, and also my thing is just being transparent as much as possible. Um, just if you don't, if you and communication is the key to everything, and if you don't have that, it's like the relationship will pummel eventually, slowly but surely. So it's the communication and transparency that really will fucking make your relationship strong, and the bond will be strong. And that's
yeah,
what they talk
100%.
about.
Yeah, no,
It's great.
100%. And they say things like, you need more than love. And when I first heard
Yeah,
that, because that was one of the clips I think I edited, and I was like,
right.
what the hell? Who says that? And then I
Yeah, I know,
realized,
right?
no, like you said, yeah, it's all those things you just mentioned. You needed transparency, you need communication, you need honesty.
It
You also have
requires
to have
effort.
this. You also have the same the goal direction. Like I won't get too,
Yeah,
won't pry too much in your relationship, but you have a very unconventional path, right? I'm in a very like non-traditional path where you have to be with a partner that kind of understands what you have to do. You're here
yeah.
1 second and then you're gone the next. Like, are they okay with that?
Hmm.
A lot of people, what they don't understand is that like when you first meet someone, it's all happy-go-lucky, but when things
Right.
get serious and feelings are met, you know what I mean, like emotions
Yeah,
are, you get attached, that's
I
when their
know.
true colors show and say, I don't want you moving to Texas.
Yeah,
Not
I
to
know, right?
dampen the mood, you
Exactly.
know what I mean, but I'm
I
just
know.
saying like that's what they mean is like being real, right?
Yeah,
That's what it takes.
and also, yeah, like, but and also early on, like, not, like,
Yeah,
a lot of people wait to get deep into topics like that.
yeah,
Like, but I think why not just fucking let it all out from the beginning, like if you can,
yeah,
because like that's eventually you're gonna have to talk about these things, right? But like, why wait, build up all this, this connection and love for each other, and then like hit them with a bomb of like, oh, actually, I want to move to this place in two
yeah,
years, long term, and the other person like, what? I didn't know you wanted to do that, right? So then like now the feelings will be hurt more. So
yeah,
it's like, why not just fucking let out, like, tell the other person everything from the beginning. That way, it's like if it doesn't work, it's like, okay, this is not gonna work out, and then you just go your separate ways. But yeah,
no, for sure, yeah. And I didn't really have them exactly what you say. Like, I didn't really have the maturity to understand this back then, but
yeah,
there's a lot of people I know, especially like we're I think the same age, 27.
yeah,
um they're like telling people they go out with, like, do you have any intentions, like not on the first date, but eventually they say like, do you have any intentions of getting married, whatever, having kids? And at first I was like, whoa, that's a bit like strong, you're coming out a little bit
right,
too much off the gate. But some people dig that, man. Some people want that like full out honesty, right? They don't want to be kind of
yeah.
hurt
I
down
don't
the
care.
road,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Anyone, you can ask me anything you want on first date. For me, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can ask me the weirdest questions. I don't care. Like, you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to, I don't know, what's the, did you ever beat someone up? Like, I don't know, some shit like that, whatever the fuck. Did you get
just as long
punched in
as
the
the
face?
Bianca just as long as the
Yeah.
Bianca persona comes up.
Yeah, yeah. Just as long as we, exactly. Yeah, that's it. The basic bitch has to come out.
Oh, I love it, man. Well, with you, we can count on that. Like, I would imagine you like being very, happy-go-lucky, kind of like free with the flow. Just
Yeah,
being very transparent.
yeah, just
Kind of
like I
cool.
have nothing to hide. I mean, like, I'm just doing what I want to do anyway in my life. So if you want to be a part of it, then like I'm not afraid to open up and let you know what I want to do and like where I want to go with things, because I'm so clear on what I want. So it's like, why not just fucking tell you right away?
Yeah, for sure. And it makes it even
Waste
easier
time,
for
you know?
you. Yeah, it makes it even easier for you, right? With your whole brand, your whole social media presence. Like any girl that's reaching out knows what they're getting into, right? So
Yeah, it's like I don't have time to waste, to be honest. I think it's like it sounds harsh, but it's like I just know what I want, and why not tell you right away so then you know, rather than wait and beat around the bush and then you get your feelings hurt later on. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be involved in that because I also, like I said, I don't have time for that. Like I just just want to get shit done effectively and as sharp as possible. And then if you're on board with that and our schedules match and like our ideologies match and all that stuff, and you're open to change, then yeah, this can work, right? So
amazing.
luckily,
Yeah.
I have that right now. So
Yeah, it's great. Positive attitude. So is this someone you just met or you've been dating for a while?
yeah. Well, we've been together for just over a month now, so it's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
new. Yeah.
Great, pretty
Yeah.
fresh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, is she gonna be in your content?
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know. Oh, we'll see. Okay. No
Right
worries.
now it's private because that's just how I like it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because I already put everything else out onto my fucking social media. Everyone like knows a lot about me already. Like, so I don't know. Some parts I like to keep private in my life. There's a lot of things obviously people don't know. This is one of
Well,
them.
it worked for me, bro. I didn't know you were in a relationship.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like, oh shit. I'm like, hearing everything first. Moving to the
Exactly.
States.
The best way.
relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. See, I never talk about these things on like my
Never talk
regular
about
pages, right? That's
Exactly.
why
man.
podcasts are so powerful and they're so good. They're such a good outlet because of shit like this, You get to actually speak about things in depth, and I have more time to hash them out, right? As we're talking. So yeah.
Exactly. Cool, man. Well, that's really exciting stuff. We're speaking a lot about your highlights, a lot about the positive moments in your life.
Now, what are the shit things that happen?
Yeah, I was gonna say this guy already knows where I'm going because I need to know like where your views on this are, because I know you were really pissed off because I remember you posting a series of stories back in August, because this is around the time actually I got hired at Impact Theory, so I felt really bad. Yeah, so I'm saying is I felt really bad because I'm saying like I feel like I'm in this high, and this poor bastard, like, he's dealing with a lot of shit in his life, right? So I want to know, like, take me back to that time. So TikTok, you were permanently TikTok, yeah, content. You were permanently banned from TikTok. What happened there? What led to that drastic decision by TikTok?
So for a month leading up to the ban, I would get these warnings on my TikTok.
Yeah.
About, like, oh, your video just violated community guidelines for harassment, sexual activity, adult nudity, child danger, sexual violence, just random bullshit. I'm like, it's a video of me reenacting being a referee in a soccer game, right? And then they're giving me a warning that it's fucking adult nudity or some shit. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like,
is it the ones where your shirt were? Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because sometimes the shirt's up, but who gives a shit? Like,
no, but I mean, like, yeah, if you're like, especially if you're a guy, it's like whatever. It's like whatever. It should be fine. I mean, maybe because I have tits and they think I'm a woman or some shit. They're like, oh, this is adult nudity. You can't have your nipples out. Like, no, I'm just fat. I'm just fucking fat.
Like when you were doing the club girls and you did the one where she was lying down. You said that girl with the tit. that was so fucking jokes.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Like, but anyway, so that happened a few times. And they would remove my video every time. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I can't even post anything. And then eventually one day I go on my app and I'm about to post a video, just regular. And then it just straight up, it says your account has permanently been banned. Here's your details or info about what you can do about it or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I just look at it and they're like, yeah, like you violated so many guidelines that you lost access to your account. And then that's it. Like, there's no appeal process, like nothing. I was like,
what do you mean? How does that even work?
Dude, where's all my videos? Like, I had all this catalog of hundreds of videos, thousands probably at this point. And they're all gone. And it just kind of deflated me because I was like, all this fucking work for what? Like, literally 3 years of work and putting in effort every day for this to happen. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, right? Like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm just like putting out content to make people laugh every day. And yeah, so definitely deflated me a little bit. It was I fucked with my confidence a little bit. But you know what? I after a couple of days of like sulking about it, I realized it's just like the next thing that's gonna happen, and you just have to move on from it. You can't just like dwell on it. You gotta just like find another way or do something about it, right? So that's why I made a post about it on Instagram, as you saw, and a lot of people showed a lot of love and support, which is fantastic, and I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that. And then so luckily, another guy who follows me, he actually works for a newspaper company.
Okay.
I think it's actually I don't want to say the name because I don't want to like
Yeah, that's fine.
whatever. But it's like a popular like news page, whatever.
Okay.
And he writes articles for them. So he reached out and he said, "Hey man, like I work for this, blah blah blah. Can you tell me what happened? I'd like to write an article about it, whatever." And then so we actually met up with this guy. He drove to my town like an hour just to meet me and
Shit.
chat with me about what happened. Took a bunch of notes and shit. Told him everything like I'm telling you right now. And then that same week he drafted up a whole article, and then he sent it into the editors, and then he emailed TikTok, like a bunch of TikTok people reached out to them and asked, "Hey, is there a reason why you guys banned Neema Nez's profile, blah blah blah," like all these questions. Sent him a bunch of info, and then literally that same night, or like the morning after, I go back on my TikTok and my account's back. This was after a month.
That's crazy.
And I was like, as soon as this guy reached out to TikTok, all of a sudden my TikTok was back. So I have a feeling that had something to do with it. But because you know why? Because they didn't even answer him. Like no one got back to him. They're just like, he just sent off that thing, and then like coincidentally, like
They knew they had no leg to stand on, right? The article was probably that provoking. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because like they knew like, oh, there's actually like official news source, or like, they didn't want to get shit on, obviously.
They probably just thought you were some kid that like would never have that much powerful voice.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
or like
but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like little did they know, I got people who fucking backed me up, luckily.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like people like that are really helpful, and I'm grateful to have that, because if he didn't do that, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have got my account back. So yeah, that happened, and then ever since it's been fine. Like I have my account, but I've had a couple of like community guidelines violations recently, but it's nothing crazy, thankfully. But
you're not able to. You're never able to pinpoint, because I've seen some shit on TikTok and everyone seems to be fine.
I started talking about this last time too, but I always talk about it because I'm like, how the fuck is there like just straight up ass shaking all over, and it's like millions of views.
Bro, there's accounts. There's accounts dedicated for that. Like
literally accounts like it's like I saw an account called Horny Ass. And I'm like, bro, like, how is this up right now? Like, what do you mean? And then like it's just like millions of followers. Like, dude, I've been pumping content daily for fucking 3 years. I'm only almost at 500K. Like, this is fucked.
The people responsible for taking down these videos are like, it'd be a sin to take that shit down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They'd be nudging. They're like, guys, they're a bunch of guys in a fucking control room.
Literally, bunch of fucking nerds. Like, no, I love seeing this fucking.
Nah, bro, don't delete her account, bro. She's gonna make it.
yeah, she's a fucking fat ass. Don't do that. I need to jerk off this later.
But this guy,
yeah, but this guy, fuck this guy. What a loser! Look at his dumb face. Doing voices. You're racist. You're homophobic. You're misogynist.
Gary V. I could do a Gary V. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's so special about that? Who cares about? No one likes this stuff. People, people love fucking jiggly ass. But yeah. Anyway, like, that just pissed me off, and like, in a way, it makes me go harder. That's what makes me go harder, is like shit like that when I see that stuff. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking prove to all you motherfuckers that what I'm doing is way more sufficient and sustainable, way long term than you guys. And also, like, there's actually value in this. There's no like, there's actual talent that's involved, actual effort and skill, and I want to showcase that, and I want to prove that like it's possible to get out of that and make it, and so
yeah, for sure. That definitely can't be overlooked. Like, one thing I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but one thing I've noticed that you've progressed, it's always been apparent, but I just notice it more and more as I view your content, is you're writing like scripts. Like, these are skits that you're writing, you know what I mean? Like, they're not, you're just making noises and like, throwing in words here and there. Like the Luca Marino and Bianca on a date, like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like Luca Marino, I still have friends that talk like that. And they're not joking. Like, you know what I mean?
I
like,
know.
bro, I gotta go to the fucking construction site before I fucking, you know what I mean?
Legit. Legit,
Yeah.
that's how they talk. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's real shit. It's real life.
And they call their
like,
girls bro.
yeah, exactly. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
Oh, shut the fuck up before
Yeah.
I fucking. They always
Yeah,
have to give a
legit.
reference.
I know, right? So it's like, bro, did I fucking ask you? Right? It's like,
Man.
so yeah, you know, I don't know, and like I feel like, but actually, I actually, yeah, one thing I want to mention is I actually saw Andrew Schultz. You know Andrew Schultz?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's one of my favorite comedians right now. Like it's been like for the past couple of years, and I follow his stuff religiously, and he's hilarious. And I saw a post from him recently on his own podcast. He was
Okay.
talking about this TikTok shit, and he's like, made a really good point. He's like, the reason why TikTok is showing all this fucking stupid, like mindless garbage, like random dances and shaking ass and stuff, is because it's run by China, and China wants to show people in America like the dumb shit. So then people think that that's important. That's gonna make you something.
Yes, I
But
saw
in
this
China-
exact video. Yeah.
But in China, yeah, exactly. But in China, they show like engineering and like study and like hacks, like skills or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like because they want their kids, their youth to be smarter so they can fucking outperform the Americans, right?
The
And like,
United
I'm like,
States,
yeah,
yeah.
it kind of makes sense. Like I can see that actually work because like the algorithm is in favor of what you're watching, right? And so naturally over time, your brain starts to get stimulated by the same shit, and you're like you familiar stuff, and you think that this is the right thing, or this is like, oh, this is what I need to know. And then people could go down this pigeonhole and this fucking echo chamber of like the same shit, whether it's really good stuff or bad stuff. And that's just, I think that's how it's actually playing out.
Yeah, and the content because the content you can consume is essentially what you value, right? Like if you just see, like you said, tits and ass going through your feed, eventually you're gonna be dumbed down. But if China's China's pushing like content where kids are like, hacking computers or like, just building a desktop from scratch. You know what I mean? Like I can only imagine, that league of children being born, being raised.
And like, and it's like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong. I mean, sometimes I enjoy seeing some titties and ass, but like that's on my own time, bro. That's
exactly.
Private settings, not fucking, on TikTok.
It does get annoying, like when it pops up and you just don't need, like, you know what I mean? Like, like on TikTok, for me, I see a lot of like entrepreneurial, like motivational stuff to the point where I'm like, damn, like my life must be really either two things. I must be really a motivating kind of guy, or I must be really depressing to see this shit all the time. Because it's literally like David Goggins like yelling at the mic, like, don't fucking cry about it, you fuck. I'm like, oh shit.
Rob Souls, like, motherfucker. Rob Souls.
Yeah.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Oh man, did you read his book?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, love it.
Didn't you read it with his voice?
Oh, like, for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Fuck,
I was 300 pounds, fat fuck. I had to come out of that hole.
I was a stupid fuck. No sugarcoating there.
Yeah.
Oh man. But I know exactly what that video, Andrew Schultz, and he's obviously he's made a significant progress in his career. Something that really you've been doing, right? Is that something that you aspire to be like Andrew Schultz? Because the way Joe Rogan speaks about him, he was a guy that was making content from a studio space. Like he was, I don't think he was well known as a comedian, or am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I mean, like he blew up because of his content over the pandemic,
right?
And the Netflix special he had, like the straight to camera, like news style special on Netflix. That shit blew him up over and over, like pretty much over a month or two. But like he deserves it. It's well deserved, because I'm like, this guy's actually fucking funny, and he has good shit to say, and he's well thought out in his jokes. So it's like, and he's young, and he's a young guy, and like he just has that look of like he's just like he's a superstar. Like he's gonna be even bigger than ever, like as the time goes on. But yeah, I definitely aspire to be like Andrew Schultz in a way, because when I see him on stage too doing stand up, I'm like, man, I see so much of myself in him. He's obviously much better than I am right now. He's much smarter, but I'm also way younger, and I have a lot to learn for myself still in terms of stand up. Like he's been doing it way longer than I have, but that's the way I look at it. I'm like, there's just so much potential for myself, and it's inspiring to see him do his thing on stage and kill it every night after night, and be on social media, have his podcast, like doing everything, like, because that's how I like to do that too. He's a workhorse. I can tell his work ethic is really, really strong, and I actually take pride in, obviously like just working hard, like because I know I'm not the most talented guy. I know no, I'm not the funniest guy, the fittest guy, right? It's like, but like I know I can outwork fucking everybody if I wanted to. And so with that mindset, I know I'll eventually get to that point, like Andrew Schultz is. And it's just with effort and consistency, like I mentioned before. Because over time, eventually, yeah, you will get funny, you will get better, you will get fucking smarter just by trying more. And so, yeah, I definitely love Andrew Schultz style on stage more than anything. And my dream is to fucking open for that guy and work with him. If anything, that'll be cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely a role model to have, right? He's been killing it. I haven't been following him too much on the scene, but you can't kind of discount, like you can't kind of dismiss again, like how much he's grown in his craft. Like
He's
just
so funny,
hearing
man.
about him. Yeah, I probably have to pay attention more, but like I do come across like a few skits here and there.
You gotta
But yeah,
see
I'll
his
definitely
stand up
tune
though,
in.
like his crowd
His
work.
stand-up,
Have you seen
right?
his crowd
Yeah.
work special on YouTube?
No. I'll check
Oh,
it out.
man.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you gotta watch that, bro. It's actually incredible. Like his crowd work is crazy and something I love doing too. So it really resonated with me. But yeah, you would really love it. I think like you just seeing him like roast people off the dome, like right, like just improvise pretty much the whole. It's a special of him just doing crowd work. It's like no one
Yeah,
else has
that's
done that
insane.
before.
That's a
So it's
talent,
like
man.
he
Yeah.
kills it. He's killing the whole time. So yeah, it's like super
Well,
rare.
with
to
crowd
see.
work, yeah. Well, with crowd work, what comes to mind is like Dave Chappelle. Like that's I'm a huge
Yeah.
fan of. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, man. That's like really exciting though. Like I was gonna say, like, what's next for you probably is the Netflix special, right? Is that what you're aiming for? Because
I
that'd
don't
be
know,
pretty
man. Like,
big.
yeah, I mean, like, I don't. It's like I have a long way to go, and there's just so much shit I want to accomplish first before I put out a Netflix special. Like, I definitely want to have a solid a material half hour first before I even think of doing a Netflix special, which I don't really have right now. I have a pretty good like 20 minutes. I want
So
to
what do you
have a
when you
solid.
say yeah when you say you keep saying like you need things to accomplish before you do this? What are you trying to accomplish? Like how does it work for a comedian or an actor? Like what is kind of like the milestones you want to reach?
Like, it's not that I have to wait for a certain point. It's just like just in my mind
Yeah.
internally, just intuitively, I feel like I still need to work on myself more and develop better material before I
Yeah.
even think about putting out a special
Mhm.
and potentially getting on Netflix one day, which is definitely my goal. I'd love to. I definitely want a Netflix special one day, and it will happen.
Nice.
It's just
Yeah.
I have so I have so much fucking time.
Fucking
You
love it,
know,
man.
yeah, and so I just like I'm not in a rush. I have patience, and I just know like with like the consistent effort that I put in every day and get better, there'll be a point where I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Right now, I don't feel like I'm ready for a full special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's just me being self-aware and like being accepting of myself, of my talents and where I am right now, and like knowing that I'm not ready. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
As long as you know that and you keep working on it, I think that's very important. So yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of time. Like I want to do more collaborations. I want to do more sets. I need to get on stage way more to just
Yeah.
like get more comfortable again, because COVID really fucked with stage
Of
time.
course.
And like
Yeah.
I did a show last night for the first time in like 3 months.
Oh wow.
And it was fucking exhilarating because obviously I love stand up more than anything I do. But it's like we don't get enough of it, especially here in Ontario and Canada, man. Like with all these restrictions, bro, it's really fucked
Oh
with
yeah.
comedy
100%.
in general and live performance. So I just need to, like, if I were in the States right now, man, everything's open, like people are doing shows every night, and like, I would do that. Like
No
that's
one's
why
wearing masks.
no one's wearing masks. I'm like, bro, like it's ridiculous. And as a comedian, especially like someone who actually really cares about the craft a lot, it's like hard because I thrive off being on stage and like being live in person in front of an audience, right? Because you feed off that energy. It's way different than posting content, right? You don't get that same feedback. So and I don't learn as much with that craft. And so that's why I also want to move to the States, is for that reason mainly. But so after I definitely hone my craft a lot more and I get more comfortable on stage and I get way better in front of a lot of audiences over time, that's when
Mhm.
you're like, you get in the flow and you'll just know like, oh, okay, I'm ready to do a special now. So yeah, that's definitely what I
Yeah, it's definitely in the cards. Yeah, for sure. No, you have to like kind of I relate it to like, being a director, right? It's like I can't do $100 million movie. Not that I can even get the funding for that, but it's like being self-aware. That's why I do short films and I do music videos now. Kind of build your craft, right?
Yeah.
As you get to that point.
You gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta fucking.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't know how long you've been doing it for, but like how long you been doing it for?
Well, I've been doing it since I was 20, but I've only been steady like for the last 2-3 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's exactly pretty much when I started like doing
Yeah.
comedy, right? Like we're so fucking young.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. There's so much that you need to still learn and do and like, learn.
I'm
for
saying my
yourself.
contact, yeah, like my connections have expanded. Like I have people now like saying we can get 30 grand for this project and let's try and get 100.
Yeah.
Like I'm growing, right? But the thing is
Right.
like there are some people that tell me, because I have like feature film screenplays that I've been writing since I was 18.
Nice.
But those are scripts. Yeah, I have like 4 or 5 of them. Those are like scripts that
Wow.
are like that I want to like direct. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And thank you. And they're like telling me, in the industry, just submit it, just whatever. And it's like being like, it's not about the money for me. It's not about the instant.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like if I submit it, okay, let's say even if they do, if I'm lucky enough, they like it. They're not going to say, Daniel, you want to direct it? No, they're going to be like, we're going to fucking hire this guy. You're lucky if you get a story by, you know what I mean?
You can sit in the back.
You can sit in the back like a Mort with your fucking Fila jacket. I'll eat a cold cut sandwich with melons on.
Yeah, just fucking rub mortadella all over your face. But
yeah,
man, like that's good though. Yeah, it's good that you know that, and yeah, I like how you don't want to just give away your own projects because you actually care about it and you don't care about the money. Same with me, man. Like, that's when you'll be successful one day. It's because you just care about your craft more than the money and shit. And the money will come. I believe in that. I've always believed in that from the beginning. When I started too, I was like, I'm a newt right now. I'm a nobody. But I know if you just like keep going and you just like try every day, like eventually you'll be rewarded for your efforts. Like it has to happen. And
when Gary Vee reached out to you, man, like I'll be honest, like I'll be honest, like got me emotional in a way, like not crying, but like just kind of touched. I'm like, fuck, like, because Gary Vee means a lot to me, probably more so for you, but I told you on the last podcast, he speaks to me as if like, my mom speaks to me the same way. Like
legit. Yeah.
You got to fucking do it. You got to not fucking think about it. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he yells at people, like turn that fucking phone around. Turn that fucking phone around and say some positive shit right now. And I love when he does it and he jumps back and he's like, make your life fucking count. And then he's like,
and he leaves. Yeah.
And he's like, thank you so much.
Yeah. These guys fucking like praising him. Like, God, it's so funny.
I'm posting it right now. He's a character, man. And again, like Gary Tarantino is my Gary Vee.
Nice.
Like, to even have that conversation with him would be like for him to tell me like my craft, my work, what I'm putting out is respected. Would mean a lot to me, right? So that's what I strive towards. That's why 94 Productions, my production company, is off of the year I'm born, but he's also off of the year that Pulp Fiction made him who he is, right?
So shit, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, one day you gotta tell him that when you meet him.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Hey man, I believe in you, bro. You gotta fucking. I know you got a similar mindset that I do, so I definitely believe that you could do it. You just have to just keep trying. One day,
thank you, buddy.
One day.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, and that's why I'm so happy to have you on the podcast. And I reached out to your brother, and I really enjoyed our conversation, and I wanted to keep in touch with you. And there was just so many things happening rapidly for you that I'm like, I gotta like speak to him. I gotta talk to him. I gotta know what the hell's happening. Like when you were posting like Gary Vee, like followed me, and when you got your TikTok account back, I'm like, holy shit, did Gary Vee file a complaint? Did he fucking start freaking out? And like, that would have been a sick story.
That would have been really sick.
TikTok. You better fucking
are you gonna stop this guy from making content?
Not cool. No, the funniest for me, let's go back just for Gary stuff, is when you did a splice. So he does a video where he's just like, he's just staring at the camera, shaking his head.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
It's like, there's so much. And then
there's
you're
so
just
much for everybody. Yeah.
You put the camera right to your face and you're like, Gary?
I remember that was a funny one.
But it's the headphones, man. It's the headphones. Like the headphones that just swing around, like, they're not even connected to anything. I'm pretty sure that happens in real life where they're just like, Gary, did you want to plug them in? Bro, I got so much fucking time to plug it in.
You got fucking patience, my man.
Did he ever comment on the blue balls one? The when when he was getting head?
Gary Vee getting head? No,
I always wonder if he's like.
So you
did
know
he
what's
fuck with
funny
that?
actually? He hit so like his whole team pretty much watches my stuff now. Like his whole team, like
Oh, I
they
bet
like
you, yeah.
they
And I bet
like
you
me, like, follow me
they
and
use
shit.
it for
So
inspiration, like on how they're cutting
probably.
too.
Well,
Yeah.
they also it's like, oh, like they can use it for ideas for like themselves. Or I
Yeah.
don't know, like
Yeah.
you never know, right? Like, and his actually his sister reached out to me too, and
That's
and
jokes.
said like, wow, like your stuff is so funny. Like our whole family is dying of laughter watching these videos. You've got the nail biting on point. Keep going. And I was like, sick.
Yeah,
That's so
that's
cool,
amazing. Yeah.
right? So I don't know, like shit like that happens. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like the fact that I can reach people like I don't even know, in this category just by fucking posting shit I think is funny is insane to me. And it's like goes to show that none of this fucking matters. Just post shit that you like. Um, and you never know. You never know what's gonna happen, right? So
Well, one thing I want to mention, who am I to say anything, but I do want to mention one thing. If when you do the impressions, if you do more of those like podcast ones, like the full
Yeah.
send with the
yeah,
joke,
those are fun.
bro, you got to just start interrupting like out of nowhere. Cause I don't know if you've watched the,
Yeah.
well, you obviously
Oh,
have,
yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
watching when I got hired at Impact 3, I was just watching with Tom Billieu just to see like, how he is, his presentation.
He's
Poor
great, yeah.
bastard was trying to explain like his wife's story. And Gary's like, you see what I fucking mean, guys? You see what I fucking
Yeah, I know.
context.
Literally.
And the guy's like trying to speak.
Yeah, there's an interview with him and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw
Oh
that.
my god, yes, I did. Of course, man. Mark
That
Mark
could-
Zuckerberg is trying to
That's
explain like the
hilarious.
future of metaverse.
Yeah. It's too funny, man. You couldn't even like you could tell Mark Zuckerberg was like, all right, man, like let me just fucking talk. But he's not gonna say that on thing on live.
I love when he gets riled up and he's like, in your fucking dome and in your
Yeah.
heart. Like he starts pressing. And I did that once, like to see if I could like impersonate him. And I'm like, holy shit, how
Hurts,
does he not have
bro.
a headache?
I
Yeah,
know.
he's like, bro, and he even digs in the temple.
In
Do
the
you see him?
temple, I
He goes
know.
like this.
Yeah, he hits it. I'm like, bro, relax.
He's like, in your fucking
In your fucking brain? In your heart?
oh man, crazy stuff.
Too good,
Anyway,
man.
but yeah, a lot of highlights. So just on the subject of creating content, putting yourself out there. Quite recently, I see YouTube.
Mhm.
You posted something that beautiful caption about like never giving up, keep going. If you don't believe me, use this as proof. You went
Yeah.
over 10,000, and now last I
man.
saw you're over 40,000
man.
subscribers.
Yeah.
So is this? What's your strategy? Is this shorts, YouTube shorts? Is this like just putting out content? Like, did you change it up, or like how did you kind of achieve this milestone?
Yeah, it's all shorts right now. Like that's what really took me over the edge, over the
Nice.
top. Is man, it took me 7 years to get to 10K, and then in a week it's at over 40K, which is
Yeah.
insane to me. And like that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you just never know when it could pop off, and this is one of those moments where it's like, see what I mean? Like, if I didn't try these 7 years, if I didn't put shit out, this wouldn't happen eventually, right?
Right.
It's not possible. If I didn't put a camera in front of my face and start fucking filming shit, this would never happen. So that's what really is my message to other people. Hopefully it inspires other people, but also for myself to keep me going and be like, oh, okay, well there is some reward here. Like it's not just eating shit for so long, right? Eventually you will fucking get rewarded. And so when this started to happen, I was like, yeah, it's like it's exciting, but I'm like, I fucking knew it. I knew it would happen. And so that's why it's like I'm more like, all right, let's keep going. But yeah, it's mostly it's all shorts, to be honest. YouTube shorts really is fucking like popping off right now. And it started to blow up, man. Like now I had like 10 million views in a week on my
That's
YouTube
crazy.
out of nowhere. 10 million.
Yeah.
And over the whole
Amazing.
course of my
Congrats.
career, I've gotten
Yeah.
not even a million. So it's just crazy to see that all of a sudden it just kind of popped off like that. And it's very, very motivating for myself and my team, and to be like, all right, like we have to keep working on this, do more, keep pumping shit out, interact with your community too. There's a lot of comments that we're getting a lot of comments and people subscribing and really fuck with my shit now on YouTube.
Yeah, thousands. Yeah.
Whole different community than my Instagram, than my TikTok. So it's like now's the perfect time to like build community and comment back on everything on YouTube as well, because that's what we started doing at the beginning with TikTok and Instagram. And to this day, every post I post on Instagram, I always interact with people like every day on the comments. Like and people appreciate that. People see that and they're like, oh wow, he actually responds to comments. He actually interacts with his followers and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you build an audience. That's how you build a community, build a strong fan base. So for when you do live shows or you tour or whatever, they're like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy the tickets to this show. I'm definitely gonna buy his merch. I'm gonna buy his book, whatever, right? Because they fuck with you now. They really support you because you've given them so much value. So that's the way I see this whole thing pan out. And yeah, it's a great ride to. It's a great wave to ride right now. And,
engaging with all with that audience, and speaking of like building that community, I see you started a stupid club. Could you tell us more about that? What's that all about? I think I have an idea, but
it's pretty much it's a private like members only club kind of thing. I've started and it's free. It costs nothing to join. But the reason why I did that is to build an email list for all the people who follow me as much as possible, where for a couple of reasons. One, if knock on wood, they ban my accounts. Yeah. At least I have all these people on my private club to be like, hey guys, something happened, but I started this page or this page.
Noise about it.
Come join this, my OnlyFans or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So I don't get censored anymore, right? I can show my ass and shit now, like finally.
You've been dying for that.
yeah, exactly. Whatever you want, I'll do. Just tip me. And so I started for that reason. But also for, like I said, live shows or merch or private events or I don't know, like cool opportunities or interactive things I want to do with my audience. Like for my Valentine's Day series with like Bianca dating all my characters. I did a couple polls on my Stupid Club to be like, hey, these are the 4 characters I'm doing, but I need you guys to help me choose the next 4. And I gave them 8 options of 8 characters, and then we gave them a whole like poll to vote on. And then they're like, oh, sick. Like we're a part of his like decision-making process for his next videos. So they feel like they're involved. They're a part of something special. So that's what stuff like that we like to do a lot of. And yeah, like it's like if I go to a town in the States, I could, and like, my followers there, I'll send out an email. Hey, I'm doing a show here this date. Here are the tickets. People are like, oh, sick. Yeah, he's coming. Let me buy tickets. And then, so it's more so for that stuff. And yeah, it's building a lot, man. It's like over 2,000 people I've joined already.
Amazing. I know. Cool. I asked because I wasn't sure if this was like a Discord or is that something you're also setting your sights on?
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of shit we need to work on and like get to, but right now that's just where we're at. Obviously we're gonna get into NFTs eventually too, probably. There's just like so much shit to do, man, which is exciting. But yeah, we want to get this Stupid Club to like 10K. So it's like that's a solid fucking number and
foundation,
good foundation, and like it's a lot of people. So so that's it, man.
That's great, man. Yeah, well, there's definitely some exciting opportunities to be joining the Stupid Club.
Yeah, man.
I love saying the name Stupid Club.
Stupid, that's it, man.
Stupid, yeah.
I think I told you why I even started saying a stupid, right?
That's Persian accent.
Yeah, well, more specifically, like Persians when they say certain words that have an S at the front of it, they always add the E in front of the S. Because they can't say regular, like they can't say stupid. They always say stupid or
scroll,
like squirrel, like they can't pronounce squirrel. They say scroll, right? But it's only if there's a consonant after the S, that E comes in at the beginning. But if there's a vowel after the S, there's no E. So it's like, for example, if you say sorry, you wouldn't say sorry. You just say sorry. But like if you say stupid, it's as stupid because there's a consonant, right? So that's one thing. This is a key detail that a lot of people don't realize. But anyway,
I wouldn't realize that. I would just because I'm familiar with Persian culture.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Persian culture. So and you speak so fast that it's like, especially when Bianca went on a date with a Persian guy, or I think, and then Gary V.
I haven't done a Gary V one yet, but I'm posting that today or tomorrow.
Oh, okay. No, wait, then I'm. Something about like he wanted a Benz, and he's like, he wasn't yet a Gary V a TED Talk or no? I'm mixing it up. Gary V was speaking. I swear Gary V was speaking to like a Persian guy.
Yeah. Well, that was another video I did. It was Gary
Oh,
Vee,
okay, good.
the Persian guy. Yeah, my Bob.
Yeah, that was fucking
character,
hilarious, man. Like, I
yeah.
know it's all out of love, but like, it's amazing. Like, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit. Like, I know, like, the glasses is what kills me too.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
that's spot
It's
on.
just like a
Yeah.
random like detail. I decided to add to that character, but it's like all Persian uncles look like that. So,
Do you have do you have like a favorite impression or character, like for yourself and also amongst your fans? Like,
yeah,
is
yeah,
there one that like does really well, like your cash cow?
yeah. It's hard because I like them all,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Like my favorite to do. I mean I like doing the Gary Vee one, but the thing about that one is it hurts my voice after a while.
Oh wow, okay.
Like it strains my throat a little bit, so I have to be
Mhm.
careful of doing it too much. That's why I don't do it as often as the other ones because I'm like
So does Gary Vee.
yeah, I know, right?
He has a deep voice at the end of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
legit.
don't ever
Yeah.
let me go on that podcast again.
No chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's hard, but I honestly, I don't know. I love Bobak is obviously like it's dear to me because I'm actually Persian. Like my family's like that, so
Right, right.
I do, and it's the one I started with. But yeah, like Luca Marino, my Italian character is obviously very fun to do. And then I don't know, like I really like doing a Cuban impression, like the Cuban guy. I always Miguel. I don't do it as much as the other ones, but I really love doing it. It's just something like it's just so fun and like good vibes always with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just depends, man. Sometimes I'm in a mood and I'm like, I love doing this one or this one, right? So
And what about your
yeah.
fans? Like, do they ever reach
Oh
out and say,
yeah,
do this more? Like, is there a popular one?
yeah. Well, honestly, man, I think I've done a good job now of building so many different characters and different variety that people of all over like different types of backgrounds like different things. So it's like, yeah, like there's a moment where people are like, oh, more Gary Vee videos, and then another one's like, oh, like more hockey videos, bro, more hockey dude videos, like oh, like more Toronto mans, more Brampton, Filipino, a lot of Filipino stuff, like
Right.
so it's like, yeah, it's just like a wide range of varieties that it's like everything's a favorite in a way, right? Because there's something for everyone.
Yeah, it's
Which
an
is
array
nice.
of feedback.
I
That
like
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Which I
Because
like
your
that.
audience is diverse. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, and I'm very happy about that because we design it's by design from the beginning
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
not being boxing myself into one thing, which a lot of people do. They box themselves into one character or one accent or one joke for a long time, and it quickly dies out because it's like, what else can you fucking do, right? With
That's
that
true.
certain thing. And that's what, like, for example, the Persian shit.
Yeah.
I started off doing a lot of Persian stuff. I don't know if you follow me at the beginning, but I did a lot of Persian. Mostly it was just Persian stuff at the beginning. And like I was nice because I was building a following. It was like blowing up a little bit, like in the Persian community, and like it was fun.
Yeah.
But then my brother's actually the one who was like, yo, honestly, like you have to get out of the Persian mode. Oh, I don't know why my alarm went off. You have to get out of the Persian mode because once you get too deep, now you're that guy. And I don't want to be just a Persian guy because I don't feel like I'm just a Persian guy. Like I'm everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a Canadian guy. I'm a white guy. I'm a fucking brown guy. I'm an Asian guy. I'm a Russian. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have different,
Yeah.
in a way, I have my fucking fucking 18 different personalities. I'm multiple personality disorder in a way because I just like doing different shit all the time. So that was the key fucking moment in our lives in my career that like we made the switch of like, okay, let's like chill on the Persian shit and start doing new shit, different stuff. And that's when I started to do more characters. Luca Marino came along early on, like the hockey guy, Toronto Man's, Brampton, and I started to introduce different things, which was very smart. At the very beginning, I was doing this, and I'm very grateful that I did that for my future self now, because I'm like, wow, if I didn't do that, man, I would be stuck in the Persian shit, and I wouldn't be as big as I am now. Not that I'm huge, but I could have been way less known, or just like I wouldn't have blown up as much.
No, for sure. Yeah.
To this point, right? So that's it, man. So I'm very proud and happy that we made that decision early on, and that's why now there's a favorite for everybody, and there's something for everyone, and that's why I wanted, So yeah, it's just
and that's how I came familiar with your content, right? Because I'm Italian, and all my buddies would be sending me like Italian impersonations. I said, and I told you from straight out, I said, "Are you Italian?" Because I thought you were Italian,
right?
Because you actually remind me. You look very familiar with a friend I used to go to high school with, and And when you said you were Persian, I said, fuck, I'm like, give this guy credit. Like, Jesus Christ, like he's
Thanks,
spot
yeah.
on, right? It's the Luca Marino, man. It's just amazing. And
Fucking
all
Mark.
your impressions, I have to say, are with much love and affection. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You never feel like you're condescending or anything like
No.
that. Even with
No.
Bianca, like I know deep
Yeah,
down
yeah.
inside, you fuck with those girls. So,
Of course. I mean, like I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I just like, yeah, I have love for everybody. You know, it's like whatever. It's
Yeah.
like everyone's different in their own way. Anyway, I'm fucking
Yeah.
weird. You know, it's like I don't know. That's just like, and also it's all exaggeration. It's not like in a way, yeah, it's true, but it's also exaggerated.
They're not cartoon characters. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I got you, man. But before we go, I just wanted to ask you, what do you like? What were the lessons that you kind of like took in from 2021, and what do you look forward to 2022, or anything that you haven't discussed already on this podcast?
yeah, I know. Right?
I think he was like, I covered it, bro. I'm moving to Los Angeles. I got a girl. Fuck
yeah. Yeah, honestly, what I've learned is to never give up on yourself and not judge yourself more than anything. Because there's many times where I could have just like given up or been down on myself for a long period of time and judged myself for not getting something or losing weight or doing this and that. But I realized that it's a long process, like I said, it's a long journey. And in the words of Gary, as it's just I hate to always bring it up, but it's just the truth, man. Like it's just about putting in a lot of work every day, micro speed, and just but by like thinking the macro, like have a long vision down the road of 20 years down the road of and have that patience to realize it, like, it's gonna work out. So just keep going, and like, it might seem like it's going slow.
Yeah.
And nothing's happening, but that's not true. You're building that foundation for when it does come. It's gonna fucking when it like with the expression, when it rains it pours. It's gonna come out once, and I feel that. And so, and like also, this past year I start to feel like the fire, the wheels are turning, like the shit's about
much faster.
It's like
it's accelerating.
It's like heating up. It's like, it's getting hot.
Right,
and then,
right.
And I know it's like eventually it's gonna just spark into flames.
Gotcha.
And like, shit's just gonna pop off, right? So it's just all about that, because I see hints of things like that do well or blow up and shit. I'm like one day it's just gonna be massive.
Yeah.
And then like I'm gonna be huge. Like I just know it. And so that's it, man. That's all I think about every day. And and also most important thing of all this is like, if you're not 100% good in your personal life, none of this shit matters anyways. Like you can't even how are you going to perform in your career if you don't work on yourself first? So that's a lot of thing I've been really heavy into, is working on my lifestyle more than anything. And it's actually, I don't know if it's 50-50 between life and career, but I think it's maybe more personal life than career, because like I said, like if you're not set 100% straight on as a human, then you can't be 100% as a performer, right? This has to come first before this comes. So that's another thing I've been really working heavy on, is the habits that you have to put in place every day to wake up on time, sleep properly, have enough energy to film shit all day and write, and all this shit.
You have to have a clear mind, and that's something that I relate to, and I kind of struggle with. That's why I asked you, because there are days I don't know. I'm curious too. Like, do you have those days, even though you've seen this recent success, where you're just like down and out, or like down on yourself, or does that not happen anymore?
Yeah, definitely. But I don't let it affect me as much as it used to be before. Now I think of it as a thought, and I'm like, all right, like whatever. Like I've been through this before.
The pendulum swings both ways. That's what I.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's gonna be like this for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll be up, right? So and that's the thing. I've been through this so many times in smaller wavelengths over the years that I know this is just a process. It's like it's gonna happen. It's gonna always happen. And that's what you have to remind yourself. It's like it's never gonna be all fucking high.
Yeah,
so there's gonna be fucking the lows, and you have to. But those are the most important times to go through before you get to the highs. So you're ready for the highs. You have to be ready for the highs, right? You can't just like expect everything to be high and then like not know how to control it, because like it could get out of hand. It could be chaotic.
It's true.
So you have to be comfortable just like doing bad and like nothing happening, but still working on shit. And that's when you'll make that jump to success, in my opinion.
That's the true discipline. You're right. Is even if you don't have the motivation in yourself to do something, you do it through action, right? You find it through action.
Yeah.
Pushing yourself every day to just pursue whatever craft you're working on, even if you don't feel the energy to do so.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, it's that's the most important part is pushing through and like trying when you don't feel like trying, or like when you don't feel like it's hitting or whatever. Like it's a flat time. That's when those are the key moments that will take you over the edge, that will separate you from the rest,
define you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I 100% relate to that, and thank you for that. Those words of wisdom. I know they help. I'm serious. They help me, and I know they help a lot of people listening. Because sorry.
No, I was just saying it's courtesy of Tom Billy and Gary Vee and all these motherfuckers who I listen to.
It's true, man. So. Yeah, it's true. And I get front row seats when I edit that content because he's always an advocate. No, I'm just saying he's always speaking about like how your emotions are temporary and, it's all in your head. And it's true. It's true. Yeah. So thank you so much, Neema Nazeri, for coming back on the podcast. We really appreciate you sharing your journey, your stories. You're much, deserved success. Hearing from Gary Vee and, expanding your portfolio, your audience on social media.
It's a pleasure, man. I'm always here to talk. We'll have another chat, I'm sure, another time soon. And that's it, man. Like, just fucking pump out content, and that's it. You just like it's all you can do in this life is just pump out content.
It's actually so true. Else. We live in that world where Gary Vee, where content is the currency. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it's fucking content and NFTs. Okay.
Are you on Discord? That's gonna be the new thing. Are you on Discord?
Yeah, I'm fucking proud of you, motherfuckers. I'm rooting for you, motherfuckers.
Did you see that? Did you see that video where that guy's just talking to someone our age, and he's just like, "How much you posting on TikTok?" He's like, like once or twice a month, and it goes black and white, and he walks off the stage. Like that's what's devastating to Gary Vee. Like,
yeah, so devastating.
You're not living up to content. Back then, 40 years back, what do you do for a living? Oh, are you a doctor? No, I'm I pick up elephant shit at the zoo. Black and white.
Yeah. Legit. Anyway. It's like so devastating. So hilarious.
Thank you again, Neema Nazeri. Appreciate everyone for listening, and we'll talk soon.